it's your girl Janice back with another video. I wanted to come on and kind of talk about the postpartum after you have birth. Kind of like what I experienced after having a baby within delivering, staying in the hospital for the 2 days I was in the hospital, and then going home like the first week or two. And so this will be for the C-section moms because I did have a C-section, but a little bit probably is going to pertain to just moms in general after giving birth. Some things are specific to C-sections, and then I think some things are just specific to after you have a baby. So yeah. So I'm going to give a little background. I did a story time, my birthing story. I will link that down below. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my birthing experience to lead up to all the things I've noticed in the hospital and then like when I was at home about my experience. So I'm going to kind of keep this postpartum video just like about mom, what I went through, and then I can make another one about like my baby's journey and what I saw like being in the hospital in like the first week or two as well, because it's like postpartum for mom and then postpartum for baby, because you guys are both experiencing different things. So yeah, so for me, I'm a C-section mom. I knew I was going to have a C-section. It was scheduled, I think November 7th or 8th. I can't remember my original due date, but it was not the 7th or 8th. But when I went to the doctors, my amniotic fluid was low in my stomach, so they wanted to schedule my C-section a little bit early. I think it was just like a week or two before I gave birth. So I actually gave birth even before my actual not induction, but my C-section date. I guess we can say an induction day too. I was going to the doctors weekly at this point. I went on October 26th. I was supposed to get a stress test. My doctor came in and was like, no stress test, we're just going to do an ultrasound. My doctor did that ultrasound. Normally it's a ultrasound technician, but my doctor actually did it, and she said, yep, your fluid is still low, like I'm just not comfortable, and your baby looks really healthy. We're gonna go ahead and have C-section today. I was a little bit thrown off guard. My grandma was actually with me, and I didn't really have people go with me to the doctors, because once you start going to the doctors in your pregnancy, it's very quick. So like when I was going every week, no point. It was the quickest experience. There was no point for people to go. And then even when I was going every 2 weeks, still. So this appointment, since I was having a stress test, my grandma just came with me. So me and her was both shocked. So that is my quick little birthing shock, I guess. So they will prep you. You will be getting an epidural if you're having a C-section. I did not want that, but my whole birthing plan was push, no epidural, natural, go home in less than 24 hours. That was my birthing plan. But your body and baby can have a different plan. But I have always been open-minded. I will say to all the moms, you can have a birthing plan, but be open-minded that it can change. Even in the delivery room as you're pushing, anything can change. So have an open mind. So yes, I did. So this is going to be my postpartum. They are going to wheel you to like a recovery room after you give birth. You, your baby, and whoever goes back there with you. You can only have one person in the back with you. Which for me was my mom. Amari's dad was there, but my mom really wanted to go back, so he was like, it's okay, your mom can go with you. And I appreciate that to this day, that she did come back with me, even though I do give her a little, because she was not paying attention to me, but I know she was trying to make sure my baby was okay. But they will take you to a recovery room. I was back there a little bit longer because I was getting like a lot of medicine through my IV, because I didn't know how to express to the doctors that I wasn't actually hurting, even though I used the word hurting. So they kept giving me medicine through the IV. I was just trying to tell them that my legs were numb and I was trying to move them, and it felt weird. but I kept saying, I think I'm hurting. So my recovery time back in the back was a little bit longer. I was probably back there almost 3 hours. I think people are normally only back there for an hour or two. I was back there for about 3 to 4. And then my legs were still numb as can be, but they like felt my foot and I started to feel it a little tiny bit. So they gave me the okay to then go to my actual room. You also will have a catheter put in before you go through your surgery. So after, you still will have that in. Once you go to your little recovery room, and then once you go to your permanent room, that will still be in for a few hours. Because you will not be able to just get up and walk right away, obviously, and you may have to go to the bathroom. So they will give you that. That is something to be mindful about. I was nervous a little bit about that because I'm like, so I just pee if I have to pee? Like, it was like so weird. Obviously, I've never had one before, and it's just like a crazy weird experience to me still to this day. You will need adult diapers. Now, the hospital will provide this stuff for you, but when you go home, make sure you take all the things, and you're probably gonna have to buy some more. You will need adult diaper, pads. I think that was the only thing, and you will need like the long, like overnight pads, like, because you will be going through them. In my head, I thought you only bled when you pushed out the baby. I don't know why. When you had a, like, in my head, I'm like, well, I'm having a C-section, so I shouldn't be bleeding. But I guess if I think about it logically, you haven't had a period in 9 months, and you just gave birth, so your body needs to flush that out. But when I was in the moment, I was like, what? I'm still gonna need all this stuff? Yes, you will, Mom. You'll still need it. Mamas, you will. And you're gonna need extra. So if you can kind of tell, order yourself like a little self-care thing, because you're gonna, and just have extra at home, because that will be a thing. And for me, I bled a little bit longer than normal, which is a little bit weird to me because my periods were actually like 3 days and they were light, so I felt like I wouldn't even bleed that long, but it was longer than I thought, well, expected. You will be allowed to take a shower. Your final room, like where you and the baby and whoever's in there with you, like where you guys stay, you will have a shower. My shower was not that big, so I did not really have like a great experience, but you will be able to shower. They're going to provide you with like an antibacterial soap, so you can wash your womb, and then you can, whatever soap you bring, you can wash the rest of your body. The antibacterial soap as well, you can find it on Amazon, because I had to buy some more, but it's on Amazon. So if you have Prime, be there quick. Also, they will be coming in your room between every 1 to 2 hours, checking on you and baby. So it's not a lot of sleep at all. But for me, I'm not like a sleeper. Like when I used to be in deep sleeps, comas. Now that I have a baby, I'm a light sleeper. But in the hospital, you won't get a lot of sleep. That's another thing. They will also, your OB that you have will want to see you within a week or 2, just to check on you. They're going to be checking your wounds, just like your body in general. Like for me, I had I did not swell during my pregnancy, but I had swelling after I gave birth, and it was like pretty bad, like my feet, ankles, and my calves. That was the only place I swelled, and it took almost like a month for it to fully go away. When I had my like week appointment to 2-week appointment, I can't remember how soon I was able to get into mine, but she felt it. It wasn't like too hot, and like it wasn't tight, so she said I was okay. And then I did write them after like 3 weeks and tell them it was still there, but it was finally starting to go down a little, but they said it was still okay. So excuse me, but I will say keep an eye out on stuff like that. If you feel like it's not right, or you feel like it's hurting, you might have to go to like ER doctor or something like that, because anything could be wrong and you just gave birth. And then for me, I had a C-section, so that is a major surgery as well. What else should you look out for? Oh, your wound, you do not have to go back and get any stitches taken out. They will dissolve. Oh, they will also, you have to get up and walk before you can leave the hospital. My mom has always told me to get like a pillow and to kind of like put a little bit of pressure on your belly so you can get up. So I did do that the first time I got up, and I walked around the hospital. I think I walked it about 2 to 3 times because I was trying to show them that I was okay. I did it like the first day, but it was like super, well, I guess I say early morning that I walked around, and then I had a nurse come and she walked around with me as well. They will want you to go to the bathroom, so they're gonna give you stool softeners, but they just wanted me to pee. They just wanted to make sure I could pass pee and make sure I didn't have like any blood in my urine. I know a lot of people say they want them to take a number 2, but they did not make me. Yeah, I just had to pee, and I was able to do that fine. And then when I got home, I was able to do number 2 fine. I was a little bit nervous and it felt a little bit weird, but I was able to do that fine as well. I will definitely say they're gonna give you a pain medication, stool softener. My doctor also postpartum recovery, she still wanted me to take my prenatals for 6 months. I don't know if that varies, but mine I take for 6 months after I gave birth still. What else do you guys have to look out for? Oh, postpartum, this is kind of like a little note to self. You will have, I feel like, a lot of visitors. It can become a little bit overwhelming, but I say speak up for yourself. I was fine with having visitors, but I know some people can be like overwhelmed. If you are, you need to say something, because you just gave birth, you're tired. So if you don't want visitors, just speak up. And in general, speak up for yourself. If it's with the nurses, the doctors, your family, or friends, speak up. Literally, that's literally what I tell everybody. Speak up for yourself, because who else is going to speak up for you but yourself? I think that is all my little tips. Oh, postpartum for me, I was not really producing milk. That was also something I wanted to do. We tried pumping. My baby, he would latch, but not like too good. One of the nurses got him to latch really good, and he was getting like the colostrum, because that's what you'll start with, colostrum, and then your milk will come within a few days. But my baby had to be basically on formula because I just was not producing. I made like, I'm gonna say in total probably 6 ounces, and that was like literally, it wouldn't even be an ounce a day, and my baby needed more food than that. So I was trying to do both, but I just was not producing. And then I just one day literally was like, didn't try again, because it was kind of making me a little bit sad. So I didn't have like postpartum depression, but the whole not being able to produce milk, and like me trying to, because at the hospital they're like, yeah, if you want to try, you need to try like every 20-30 minutes and switch to an app. Like, it was just like a lot, and it was like depressing because like nothing was really coming out no matter what I did. So I just had to stop in general and say, hey, this is not working for me, and accept it, because if not, I think I would have went like on a downward spiral about me not being able to breastfeed. So yeah, that's another thing. You may not produce milk, you may produce milk. I tried tea, I tried the cookies. Those things did not work for me, so I just stopped so I wouldn't get depressed about it. And my baby is on formula, and he's doing fine, and he's been doing fine with the formula. What else can I give you guys? Any tips and things about my C-section? I also will say loose fitting pajamas, bring with you. But other than that, you guys, I think that's all my little things that happened to me like postpartum. I would love to hear like different mom stories about like your recovery. your aftercare visit. Yeah, just leave it down below. Tell your stories. It's a safe place down in the comment section here on my channel. I would love to read different mom stories. Like, I think it's just really interesting, and now that I've gave birth, I think it's just a beautiful experience, and everybody's experience is going to be different. But that was my after birth experience, and like my aftercare doctor appointment within the first 1 to 2 weeks. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.